Truma, makers of the Combi heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Caravan TV.
Welcome back to Practical Caravan TV and the beautiful River Thames. Without further ado, let's get straight back to those caravans. Think Arriva and you'll probably picture something a bit like this, the dinky and iconic Arriva Touring. But in Germany, that name means a whole lot more. And it's going to mean more in the UK for 2017 too, because Hymer Group is bringing over this, the colossal Arriva Nova S. Being this huge, it's obviously got a lot of storage in it. Up front, there's a simply enormous gas locker. Moving round to the side, there's an external hatch, and inside it, a huge ski locker, so you can put your gear in and then slide it back in. As we move back down the van, which is nearly 9 meters long, so it's quite a walk, we've got just about the biggest external hatch I've ever seen. It's massive, completely clear space inside too. And at the back, well, thoughtfully, they've put a grab handle so you can help to move it in place on pitch. Now, being this big on the outside, it must be pretty colossal inside too. And it is. It's simply colossal. This van, with the kit on it, weighs in at nearly 40 grand. So you would expect to have plenty of toys. And you do, including underfloor heating. How about that? You also get not one, but 2 lounge areas. This front one turns into a double bed by dropping the table. And the middle one is really only for kids to play out or potentially have your breakfast at. And how about this? Built-in cup holders. How very cool. Now you can tell that this van has been tweaked with British buyers in mind because it's got a proper oven, grill and dual fuel hob. But just in case you thought it was betraying its continental roots, check this out. A special cabinet just for your coffee machine. Now remember I was talking about the fantastic storage solutions in this van? Well, we've got some even better ones inside. Check out this. We've got a pull-out pantry, a large wardrobe, and if you pack without getting your clothes quite dry, fear not, we've got a heated sock drawer. How about that? And over that vast storage space at the back here, we've got an equally vast bed. It looks incredibly inviting. So if you'll excuse me, I'll just close my proper bedroom door. For such an enormous van, this is really quite a small bathroom, and I'm not sure for 40 grand that I really want a bench toilet. But then that is the continental way, and there are some nice details in here too, such as a little mirrored cabinet and these fold-out drying rails. They're really neat. And also, where's that sink? Oh, there it is, in the bedroom. Now there is an elephant in the room with this 690, and that elephant is nearly 9 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, and weighs 2.8 tons, which means that you can't tow it. You'll have to have it delivered to your seasonal pitch by a transport company. But if you like the look and feel of the 690 and want to be able to tow it yourself, there are 2 smaller, lighter models in the range. And if you're looking to spend a good portion of your kids' inheritance, this is a very stylish way to do it. The adults-only Back of Beyond Tranquil Touring and Camping Park in St Leonard's, East Dorset, is part of the Tranquil Park scheme. Created for those seeking a quiet, relaxing break in natural surroundings, with an ethical and environmentally responsible ethos and a policy of no children on site. Owned and run by former Londoners Martin and Vicky Bowery, the park provides a chilled base from which to explore the local countryside and coastline.
There's no clubhouse, there's no bar. It's we have a shop and reception, but apart from that, everything else is about enjoying the nature and the surrounding area. People sit out at night. We hire out little campfires. That's very popular. It's all about enjoying the surrounding area. If you wanted a clubhouse or entertainment, then that's not really what our park is about.
The park is kept as natural as possible, so all 80 pitches are soft standing on drained ground, and there are no fully serviced plots on the site. but each of the pitches in the main area has 10 amp hookup and running water every third caravan. The pitches are huge, the smallest being 10 metres by 10 metres, and they're also happy to accommodate any size of unit, from a micro caravan to a huge fifth wheeler. Plus, having your own large private space means you can add awnings for no extra charge. If you're less concerned about your own personal space, you can always visit the woodland camping area, which has no allocated pitches or amenities. But that means you can set up wherever you fancy, stroll down to the picnic area by the lakes and just unwind.
There's a lot of nature around here which we like. No ankle biters, which we like. And yeah, it's really, really quiet, quaint, and a lot of nature around here. So, and yet we are not far away from, you know, Bournemouth, etc., Ringwood, and it's really nice.
You've got Bournemouth, Poole,
Christchurch.
yeah, everywhere. You've got the coast to do all your water sports, your surfing, etc. You've got cities, Southampton, half an hour away, Winchester about the same. So when you've done all those busy things during the day, come back here and it's exactly that. It's back and beyond. It's nowhere. Why would you want to go anywhere else in the evening?
Facilities on site include well-kept washrooms and toilets with the added touch of hand lotion in the ladies. Plus there's a small shop with great coffee available, fresh meat from the local butcher, and Back of Beyond even has honey produced by bees from the site's very own hives. The park is very dog friendly, and its 17 acres of woodland has fences in place so you can let your dogs run free without fear of them disappearing. And there's also a very basic pitch and putt course with a small fee that goes towards local charities. But don't worry, golf isn't taken too seriously here, and the occasional bit of cheating is usually overlooked. New for 2017 is an expansion of the glamping area with a classic Airstream caravan and some new camping pods, adding to the successful Bell tents that give a Dorset safari feel. And for those who want to get off site without taking their car, there's a bus stop at the bottom of the lane that takes you into Ringwood. From there you can explore everywhere from the New Forest to the sandy beaches of Bournemouth and be back on site within the hour.
The park has a very nice, peaceful, tranquil feel to the park. A lot of people come here and say they've never slept better. Even in their own beds, they just enjoy the getaway.
It's a beautiful place, absolutely. I couldn't wish for a better place because, again, there's no noise.
Peaceful.
Very peaceful. You might get a bit of road noise occasionally if the wind's in the wrong direction, but normally speaking, it's absolutely beautiful, you know.
It's just really quaint, really quiet, nice, very rural area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very peaceful.
Yeah, yeah.
And clean. The toilet blocks are particularly clean.
We do recommend this place to everybody we know. We don't want too many people to know and get near though, because it gets, if it gets crowded, it loses its tranquility. But yeah, it's a lovely place to be. I'd recommend it anyway.
The old Peugeot 3008 was a decent enough car, but it looked rather bland. No one could say the same of the new 3008 with its bold and aggressive SUV styling. Love or hate the new looks, they're certainly impossible to ignore. Now, you can make up your own mind about the styling, so let's concentrate on what the 3008 is like to tow with. We're driving the Blue HDI 120 with 118 brake horsepower and 221 pounds-feet of torque. It has a curb weight of 1,375 kilograms, including 75 kilos for the driver, which Peugeot doesn't include in its published curb weight. The legal towing limit is 1,500 kilograms. We've matched the Peugeot to a Swift Expression 484 with a mass in running order of 1,106 kilos. Despite the car's modest power and torque output, it's doing a decent job of towing the Swift. Acceleration is steady but determined, with a 30 to 60 miles per hour time of 15.8 seconds. In our emergency lane change test, the 3008 proved itself composed. There was some body lean, although nothing excessive, and even with the Caravan moving around behind it, the Peugeot wasn't pulled off course. The car performed well in our brake tests too, needing just 10.1 metres to stop from 30 miles per hour on a dry track. On the motorway, the 3008 feels secure and stable. At the test track, we've taken the car up to 70 miles per hour when towing, so 10 miles per hour more than the legal limit for towing on the motorway, and we've had no nervous moments. Inside, the 3008 is just as eye-catching as it is on the outside. The iCockpit is how Peugeot describes the dashboard, with its small steering wheel, digital instruments and 8-inch touchscreen. There's plenty of room up front, although rear seat passengers don't have as much space as they'd find in a SE3Ep6. Boot space is very generous though, with a capacity of 591 litres with the seats upright. That's considerably more luggage room than you'll find in most rivals, and increases to 1,670 litres with the seats folded away. The looks may be divisive, but the 3008 is a very good crossover and a stable tow car. It's comfortable, fuel efficient and practical. Good enough, in fact, to be right up with the Nissan Qashqai and the SE3Ep6 at the top of the crossover class.
Well, I didn't think it was possible, but it seems this little fella's worn out. And that's great timing because we've come to the end of the show. But don't worry, we'll be back next week with more caravans, more tow cars and more great places to stay. In the meantime, you can keep up with us on Twitter, on Facebook or via our website. And don't forget that Niall Hampton will be here in just a few minutes with Practical Motorhome TV. Until next week, from Dennis here and me, goodbye.
Truma, makers of the combi heater and iNet system, are proud to sponsor Practical Caravan TV.